here. I clocked in. I clocked in. Angels of Light and Love. Well, welcome back. My most ethical light and love crew activation is elaborated. Holy frickin' moly. This is a big launch, let me tell you. No shame in your game, honey. Angels of Light and Love, do your thing that you usually do, if not amplified as needed. Thanks so much. So, what are we gonna say? Merry Christmas. Merry freaking Christmas. So I just took Spirit's automated phishing transparency test, and I passed. Yeah, but again, no shame in playing that, you know, game. Sometimes you gotta blow the whistle. It's funny because, like, we all have a growth, you know, leeway. So anyway, this is the header card here, King of Pentacles in reverse. That's the energetic card that came through. It's bossing up in the undercurrents. That's what I'm gonna maximize the cards that are in hand right now. Okay, so I'm gonna take ownership of this. Okay, I'm not gonna say he, she's, whatever, dude. Same day, different hour. What do they say when, like, it's 12 o'clock somewhere, you know? Here we're saying, instead, I'm bossing up, looking at the undercurrents, seeing what goes and what doesn't. So, I think there's a full moon today or tomorrow or something like that. Or maybe was it yesterday? I don't know. It looks more full than today than it did yesterday. So then I think the actual full moon is tomorrow. I don't know, but you know, the energies are here. And I haven't seen this energy in a long as time. It's on my secret forum, and you know, it's just a waste of, like, space and talking about that in particular. But I've seen it, and it's interference within the messaging. It's disguised energy, so, you know, things like certain energies get revisited from the past. They try to trip you up, make a fool out of you, like make it appear as though you don't know what you're doing. And, you know, these are just like bored, blah energies. Like, you can't expect, how do I say it? They're setting low expectations for themselves for 2024, let me tell you. So, that's not my life. That's theirs. That's how they choose to invest. But for me, I caught on. It was a long-ass read, but, like, it was, you know, sometimes I learn in a different way where you know, I'm given, like, a little bit of a cue, a little, FYI, to whether or not I want to, like, continue in reading the energy and or, you know, bail out. So I give things a chance, another opportunity, and I'm not afraid of it. So I'm not afraid of making mistakes. Because, like, I know it's part of the path of correction, and it doesn't mean it's, like, solely isolated to me, but if I can amplify that in all other directions, then why not do so? It's like an in your face, in your massive face. Anyway, King of Pentacles in reverse. That's what we got here. Now we're using the Witch's Tarot while I eat my dinner. Archangel Michael, what do you want to say? Can I get a progress report? I'm not going to ask for a holler because I know clearly that phishing attempt was another clear angle of my transparency. You got your genuine Tina. Oh, hi. You got your genuine Tina, but like very candid genuine Tina, because I revisited an old energy, or thought that an old energy was revisiting me, and I'm like, yeah. I got a little duped. But it's okay. It's okay. I figured it out without anybody's real help. I was like, hey, wait a minute. I've seen you before. I've seen this pattern before. And I was able to make sense that I was like shifting the energies. Is okay. I did good. I can't ask Archangel Michael to give me a holler, because I don't believe I did a superb job. Only comparable to what these opponent energies position themselves as, what their expectations were. So I went above and beyond expectations, to infinity and freaking beyond. But like under the angelic realm of that umbrella, I hope I didn't embarrass you. So anyway, I don't think I embarrassed anyone, being that I saved myself. Yeah, so all right, so let's get a progress report. How did I do with this phishing transparency test? Archangel Michael, take the floor. How'd I do? Oh dear. 9 of Cups. Okay. You know, the important thing is that when you're learning something, you're not too down on yourself. You'll take your wins. You'll be happy with what you were able to catch on to. You're able, like, this is kind of like, I don't know why I'm looking at this like it's dominoes or something. Like playing dominoes. I don't know why it looked like the concave cups from far away. Like, you're not turning over the table, you're not causing a ruckus, and you're just seeing like what matches up. So you know, be happy with your takeaways, Tina. Like, dude, that's something to applaud. That's very kind of Archangel Michael to say. But you know, truth is truth. I'm down with that. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for that introductory comment. All right. So let me see. Is there anything else that I can derive from there? Again, we're constantly evolving, which means our happiness, which means what we base our happiness on, which means that within different interactions, they also evolve. So we're not going to always like be okay. How do I say? We're not always going to interact or encounter a certain energy after a certain reality has it's dawned on us. After those realizations, we're not going to face them the same way. So, yeah, it was good. Anything else, Archangel Michael? How did I do with this phishing transparency test? I'm hearing something about a firewall. So, what? Magician in reverse. You know what? He's saying that I control the undercurrents. When I'm bossing up down below, and remaining objective to whatever's like floating across, moving around, whatever in this riptide, I possess the ability and integrate movement myself. I control the undercurrents, whatever they depict. Like, I can assist with the sorting out of the assortment that comes along. That's crazy. You know, like when you get a box of like chocolates or whatever, you can identify which one has nuts easily, right? So in the bossing up, like having the balls, basically, having the nuts, like, at base level, knowing how to, you know, sort things out without touching things. It's being able to, like, know, like, how do I say it? Knowing the flavors. Really. There's more to it than that, though. That's just a very, like, simplified view. They just wanted me to say that part. Interesting. Give me a second. So I did well with, Ultimate Alchemy. Yeah, it's not just inner alchemy or collective alchemy. Ultimate alchemy. You took it up a notch. The greatest learning in here is to set aside your ego, especially when you are that visible in your presentation. Like, you're talking about big, big energy now. One that doesn't have who's unapologetic within their learnings. Because there's a lot of responsibility here, a lot of like, how do I say it? Within this subset, I was able to learn several lessons, and they were not just they were, like, how do I say it? A couple of them were in hindsight, just immediate hindsight. It's like a falling bridge overhead, and you realize you're speeding, like you speed through this tunnel or whatever, and it's collapsing as you are exiting. So it was that instantaneous. Yeah, it was definitely going through a tunnel, let me tell you. In fact, I think that's the kind of magic that they do when they try to encapsulate, like, in group efforts to fuck around with your energy. It's like they try to close you in on you, like, you know. It's kind of like an orb-like structure, but it's like Freddy Krueger, where you're kind of moving forward, but it's like closing in on you. So it's like you're running around in circles when you're trying to escape this place. And so it's like this tunnel version, but it's like closing in, and it's, you know, making you feel kind of confused in your navigation. So that's the kind of, like, magic that, like a funneling, like a bottlenose type of effect in harnessing their energies our way. And I've never heard it that way before. I've never even, like, heard the interpretation of that type of magic, but I know it's very real because I would not be shown this. Like, I wouldn't, there's a purpose for me to experience these things so that I can let my kin know, future practitioners know, like, what's the deal with certain things where there's, like, bouts of confusion, but you're not experiencing, like, vertigo. It's just like there's something not right here. I'm so much more exacting on interpreting, like, identifying certain things. Like, why is there a mislead here? So that's something that, like, we have to really pay attention to in the subtleties, because, like, when you're in the undercurrents, sometimes the riptide portion of it, that fraction of the intuitive bodies that you're in, is so extreme that you're only looking at, like, the fast pace, like the very obvious things, that you forget about the subtleties on the outskirts that are also kind of weighing in with the debris, like allowing for that debris to funnel through. So it's just a really good, oh, hello. It's really good to pay attention to that. Yeah. So that's a wonderful learning. Like, dude, I thought I, like, captured all of the learnings already, that there was already enough, but wait, Archangel Michael says there's more. This is funny. This is like this package that you win is like a getaway package, but wait, there's more, and then a honeymoon at this blah blah blah. You know, it's it's like that. So it's blessings upon blessings, even and when the divine does this for us, it's also to help remedy any kind of anxieties, especially, like, dude, we all have our different growth paths, as well as, like, accentuating, like the diameter and the degree of which we experience them. So the aperture is very customized. And so like to shake off the heebie-jeebies of that kind of energy that's so unexpected, catches you off guard, trips you up, makes you look like a fool almost. Like when you get suspended in that energy, what Archangel Michael, like what the divine does is they devise this other way of kind of like helping shoo off the flies so that we don't get bothered. They build learnings upon learnings. So you're just amazed at these like facets of awareness. So it kind of like distracts you from like things that really don't matter. You know what I mean? That are very egoic based, things that like pull you into the lower and the lower vibratory states of consciousness, of being. Like your spirit does not belong there. So anyway, let's see what else. How'd I do, Spirit? What else do you want to say? Archangel Michael, how this phishing attempt, this transparency test go? How to do? Four of Pentacles and Seven of Wands, dude. That is wonderful. Number one, you are an excellent gatekeeper. You know what? You hold prime position. Look, that wreath remains undisturbed, meaning those that are within the home, that are even coming home, have not been disturbed. You've protected your domain, all of those that are encased in there, and all of those that are expected to follow suit and follow through. As a gatekeeper, you're not trolling anyone, but taking mere command of what you have as far as the considerations of wealth. And that goes by many deviations is what they're saying. So you did well. Okay. Sometimes when we're tired, you know, like keeping guard, if it's our turn to you know, stand ground so that everybody else can sleep and enjoy the holidays or whatever, we can like show that we're a little tired, like we're just freaking human, you know. But ultimately we did very, very well, having the higher ground. Yeah, it's being very protected within the motions, because the red ribbon is all throughout this. Now, even when we encounter certain likeness, when we get, what do you call it? Betrayed by similar energies, they're not 100% like us. They just kind of like, they started to like bloom, and then there was like a dormant, stagnant period here. It's like, sometimes people think it takes that amount of work to get to this, when it's like, no, that's my wand and that's your wand. We all have different areas of like we just have different wands, okay? So like they kind of stopped right there because they're like comparing, and they're like, why you, what the fuck is that red ribbon for anyway? And so they're like, yeah. And they're like, so this person's like talking like, what the fuck is that ribbon for? And then they're like, oh yeah, what the fuck did they get that for? And then they're all like, you know, kind of ganging up. But it's like, so it's important to remain objective. It's not to say that label these people as opponent energies, but it's understanding the reality that you know, with the human condition, that we all, there's a potentiality for conflict where jealousy arises. And it's nothing to take personal, but also to remain within good standing. Yeah, because look at this dude's face. All right, you can't really see it. Give me a sec. Right there. So when you look at this person's face, it's like, look, he's kind of smiling right there, and it just shows like, you know what, I'm not really offended, because, you know, all these people like are basically are validating like how much growth, like how far I've gone. So it's okay. Or like we did, like I did well. I did exceedingly well. I think exceedingly well is maybe different from what is it? What is it? Stupendous, spectacular, superb. Oh gosh, yeah. Exceedingly well. So exceeded expectations, but even without the expectations, I didn't do just well, or it's not just well done, it's exceedingly well. So that hybrid, I will frickin' take, Archangel Michael, for reals. Yeah. Yeah. I have to look up the difference between superb and exceedingly well. The you know, what the vibe is of each, but I put superb in alignment with like magnifique, you know? Like you couldn't do any better. Like encore. So good. That challenge was so good. Encore, like Excalibur. So, you know, I'm good with where this is at right now, where I am at. Archangel Michael, do you have any other input that you'd like to provide with how I did there? Oh, okay. There's a top one that they wanted to show, Knight of Cups. So you can romanticize within this experience. You can get into the feels of it. You can take all of the wonderful takeaways, like, you know, in romance, you know, like, what's the song? By Lady Gaga, Bad Romance. You can experience the feels of what you just, like, got through, because you didn't just get through on the basis of feeling the feels and the exposure to that, but like getting over kind of like being knocked down. Yeah. So it's like when you get knocked down, you can kind of misinterpret your experience as like being played for a fool, or taking offense to it. But then it's like, it's kind of like a roller derby where you just like, people kind of, instead of just shunning you, they they kind of target you and like launch at you. So it's, they wouldn't be doing that, they wouldn't be exerting themselves as so much if they didn't clearly see you as stable as you are, you know what I mean? So it's like, are you really like throwing me under the bus, like, or are you making it quite visible to the public arena how how wonderful I'm doing, you know? It's like, how do I say it? It's like they're giving me accolades, but it's also in your face energy because they don't even realize what they're doing. Anyway, this is excellent here. I'm just seeing here. The Death card, the Wheel of Fortune, or the Wheel of the Year, Page of Wands, Seven of Cups in reverse, and the Shadow side, which is the Devil card. Yeah, this is exactly saying that. Okay, so there's being like, this is not just being nudged, this is, and not just cornered, but this is like with people that are calling the shots, or even like, it's also like simultaneous to like our divine guides calling the shots. So it's like, what do they say? Ace ball, quarter pocket, or whatever it is that they do when they're playing pool. So people think that they're calling the shots when they're trying to like single us out to like hit into like this hole in the, you know, freaking corner. But also simultaneous to that, our guides are like, okay, we'll allow for that, sure. And it's, how do I say it? I forgot, what was it? Angels of Light and Love. Help me remember if it's vital to remember, but it's like, oh yeah, that's what, thank you. With that aggression, with that full-on intent, like the divine is not gonna waste misused magic. They're gonna transform that shit for me. It's like that roller derby, right? So it's like that big nudge is allowing for it to basically like turn the cogwheels, basically, and, you know, calling the shots on that. So everything is super duper obvious. There's no like rumination. There's no like, which cup should I take first? It's going to be so obvious with that kind of energy that that has become super aggressive. Like who really has the shadow here? Who has, it's not like who has the biggest shadow, but it's more like it's like with that energy exerted so hard, it's like you don't even need to expend energy in like any abracadabra stuff, you know, like it's, the Wheel of the Year is a depiction of growth, you know, through many seasons. It usually has a maiden, mother, crone in there. So the evolution of a person within the one rotation, and it's continuous. And being that it's like right behind, like it's the steering wheel of the death card, basically. So it's like whatever has gone down within that learning is it's like, how do I say it? You can't go wrong. You just, this is just further emphasizing in a different kind of love language, in a different example, different like case study, is that your heart is in the right place. You might get duped from time to time within relationships, but you've elevated to an arena where if we hit a snag in our interpretations, within our discernment, it's no longer going to cause disappointment. It's no longer going to sit with us and be like misery loves company, or this is a pity party. We engage with that energy now through alchemy, you know, managing the undercurrents. Definitely. It's like being the traffic controller. Archangel Michael saying, you know what, you did a fine job here. I didn't realize that we could use a traffic controller in this riptide, in all these undercurrents. You just found a place for yourself. You just carved a niche for yourself, or a niche, whatever you want to say. But dude, I don't know anybody else who's thought of that. Actually, I can't 100% say that, because there have been many lives and accomplishments before mine. But if this has ever existed before within this role, it's been a long fucking time since Archangel Michael saw that someone was willing to step up to the plate to creatively resolve all of the moving pieces. Yeah. Because, like, all of that is basically like a hurricane beneath the surface at the whims of basically the collective. Yeah. So it takes ultimate trust. Yeah. Yeah. Because the weird thing about that is that the the further out you look, like to the horizon, underwater, it becomes harder and harder and harder to see. Part of that is because there's varying sizes to the debris that's already within the atmosphere. And also because of the lighting situation, the ambient lighting that comes through. Yeah, the, what do you call it? The toxins, the pollution, whatever. Okay. But like if there's a hurricane out, you know, you can clearly tell where's like a safe zone. You can see, like, how do I say it? There's less obstruction in the horizon. So being able to do that down in the deep takes a lot of trust. A lot of trust. Yeah. All right, so getting into the feels. Good, good, good. All right, anything else that Archangel Michael wants to say? Okay, now that like all of these good things have been mentioned, room for improvement. Okay, let's buck up. Let's see, what else? Is there something that you want to convey to me, Archangel Michael? Like if you want to sit me down aside and just have a one-to-one and say, hey, you did great out there. However, let's talk about areas of improvement. Let's get, I mean, this is not like the last hurrah or anything, but you know, let's take like let's do like a full circle thing. So if there's any of that, I'm gonna leave that for up to Archangel Michael. Anything you want to say with regards to that, Archangel Michael? Okay. 7 of Swords. No. I mean, you stole the show, Tina. You left with your pride. What like, this is not out in the dark. You were completely transparent with your energy. You took full ownership of it. And yeah, that's what it's saying right there. Like you can smile and you can go. You get to go. You pass. Yeah. That's crazy. You pass this like freaking triad of a circus thing going on right there. How many? 3/10 pitched. This is saying that at least 3 groupings tried to fuck with you, Tina. And you passed with flying colors. You did great. Oh my gosh, this dude has a Santa hat on. What the frick? What is that? That is insane. Surprise. Merry Christmas. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I made a list, checked it twice. Dude, that's crazy. Stealing away in daytime. That is insane. I never acknowledged that for him to be wearing a Santa hat. That's crazy. That's insane. The shower moment. Dude, shit may have knocked her crown off, but, you know, it was all for good reason. Like, this is a seasonal energy. And so I took on a different rule, but like to each, like, it's kind of like mirrored energy in magic. So if my crown was knocked off, you better be sure all of those freaking energies, their crown was for sure knocked right off. So, yeah. So there's something about accountability there in the mirroring that, I experienced, the collective tower moment in a very, very different way. But Oh my gosh. Okay. So this is the finale of like the, you know, my experience, this testing phase, right? And because of my collections on that, because of what I gathered from that, firm decisions have been made. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, it's a full moon energy too. Holy smokes, I just noticed that. It's coming from the full moon right there. I can't really, yeah. Oh, that says a lot. Wow, I got the chills. Shoot, I gotta do some text. At least it's only 7 o'clock. That's good. Eight of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands, and 4 of Swords. Oh, you know what this is saying? This is interesting. There's a couple of messages in here. But first off, Tina, you are healed. You have gone through the meditation exercise, live wired here. What am I hearing? Live wire? What is that song? I have to find out. Anyway, live wire. And then 5 of Wands. So there has been like competitive behavior surrounding you. Okay? People do not give one shit whether you're healed or not. In fact, it's not people in general, but there are certain people who have aversion to growth, period. What it takes to do that. But despite that, I've maintained absolute balance within energetics. Okay. So you can, you know what song? Should I stay or should I go? Okay. So even though like I'm given like go, the past go card, like, you know, I think when you go past go in Monopoly, you get like $200 to pass after passing go, something like that. But, yeah, you can stay or you can go. I mean, the energy is always going to be around here. So it's totally up to you. Like, this is not just about free will, but the allowance, like given the capability, the blessing to leave this avenue if I want to at any given time. On the second note here is because there's so much balanced perspective, of weighing out of elements, that this is like boss energy. I can come and go. Like this is healed energy. This isn't like stomping my feet. Well, I'm going to go because of that. No, I'm going to go because I can. I've already invested in however I could possibly invest. So because of trusting in self, abilities in self, there's a natural like phasing away, a process of elimination where these those that have the strongest points of aversion are going to fall away. They're like they don't want to play anymore. They're not getting the attention that they want. Like we're not deeming them as a worthy opponent at all. Like their efforts are like fall flat. So it just makes them look dumb. So those that choose to stay and work on like their shadow sides, their dragon, you know, type of energy and evolving that, working with that beast, are going to work in this like spacious type of forum where we get to like work within this simulation of how to build a better team, a stronger like united front. So we're working within like this battlefield, but it's like it's not even joshing around. This is where it's like practice fighting, you know, like how Shaolin is how I say it, like that, Shaolin warriors, They're just practice fighting, you know? Yeah, learning from each other's abilities, not through their weaknesses, but through their best moves. Oh, shoot, that's good. That's good. So within that mentality, you're automatically elevating not just yourself, but because of that energetic applied, you're amplifying everybody else's. It's inevitable. And that group think, like, kind of energy is maximized. So it's kind of like building the right army, building the right, how do I say it, fortifying your defenses, like creating immunities. Oh, yeah, definitely. That's what it's saying. Okay. Now, bottom of the deck is 9 of Pentacles. Independence, happiness within it. It's automatic entry. It's kind of like facial recognition to that portal. It's like, what's the secret password? You smile or you exhibit that kind of energetic, and it's there. It's like the portal freaking opens. Top of the deck is 3 of Cups in reverse. There's a lot of like hidden celebratory energy here. Not all of the people that we celebrate with or celebrates with us is it's not all visible. So one thing we want to say about that, justice. I mean, and it's one, it's also not celebrating too early. Yeah. But the other thing is that there's celebration in the undercurrents. So all of like the movers, all of the people that are, all of the sentients that are engaged in that, I don't know why I'm hearing backflow, but the riptide are also celebrating with us. But we're moving about in our very, very busy lives. So we haven't been able to take a moment to like cross paths and just like latch on and just like, you know, celebrate together. So there's that. All right, 42:32 on the clock. One last takeaway. Justice is wonderful. That one. 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so two things. It's about deconstructing energy and knowing that like Legos we can rebuild with like reformat our structure. But it's also a different way of building community within this like riptide atmosphere. This like socially awkward undercurrent energy. Yeah. It takes more than intellect to get through that. That's wonderful. Okay. So thank you for all donations provided in light and love. I certainly appreciate it. Yeah. So upon closing the portals in this reading, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine. Oh, and Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. And yeah, so I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas due, assisting with that sequence of rollout, in light and love. I close the portals in this reading. Now,